How's it going, everybody? I hope everybody's been good while I've been gone. Sorry about the long moment of silence there. I'm doing great, and that's the episode. No, but with all jokes aside, yeah, sorry for really like the long, like, how do I say, absence, like the long absence. I've really been busy on my side. For those of you who don't know what went on in my life, like in the meantime, like literally I went to New York. There was a whole thing that went down. If y'all want to hear more about the whole situation, spoiler alert, I crashed a drone into the World Trade Center. Y'all can view the whole story on my Instagram. It's going to be in my IGTV section. I took it off of my profile. There was some haters showing up on the profile and everything. It was kind of funny, but yeah, it was a whole deal. But anyway, y'all like the new sweatshirt? Got it from New York. I think it's badass. I love it. I'm rocking it today. It's the first time I'm wearing it. But yeah, that's just one thing among the other shit that happened in my life. Excuse my French. But I'm glad to come back and really give y'all some news about crypto, because, you know, a lot's been happening in this space. Y'all are probably like, you know, what is going on? Like, everything's just booming right now. You know, me personally, I've been like jumping for joy, because this is what I've been waiting for, honestly. But without further ado, I think it's easier to show you guys than to really talk about it. So without further ado, boom, let's get right into it. All right. I mean, my prediction for the most part was correct. I mean, I'm so happy that this is happening. Like, I've been really waiting for it. I told y'all, you know, it wasn't making any decisive moves to the downside. And guess what? The moment that it decided to go up, it tested a significant level, that 1.618, like we talked about earlier, right? It established those levels, because these levels are really the most important part about price action. History tends to repeat itself. Bitcoin doesn't like to repeat itself to the T, but it definitely likes to rhyme. All right, this coin is like the Eminem of crypto. It rhymes all the time. Okay, and for the most part, this whole thing that I showed y'all in previous episodes, it's pretty much following suit, like to the T. Only thing that deviated was this part right here, but it followed the same structure. Even crazy. But I'm super happy to see it. Anybody who's in crypto is super happy to see it. Their portfolio is probably a bussin' right now. You know, it's been following suit to this whole trend line. I can't really give any significant retracement level or retracement zones until it gives me a top to this movement. Which, I mean, if it continues following suit with this pattern, could still be a while before it kind of like levels out, and then we can finally find like a place where it'll retrace to, you know, generally like where it'll retrace to before the bounce up, right? So we still got a ways to go with that. But what I have been seeing through the general pattern of this movement is a nice Elliott wave pattern. So, you know, by Elliott wave, what I mean is, you know, in super simple terms, the market moves in waves, right? The person that discovered this, the whole pattern was named after him afterward, which is why it's called an Elliott wave pattern. But essentially, an impulse wave, which is what this whole movement is. It's an impulse movement. It's a 5-wave movement, including impulses and retraces or retests of the trend line that is creating, right? So we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in the middle of the 5th wave. And this could be, you know, it could be up here, it could be up there, it could go all the way up here and look completely disproportionate, because the real market is, I mean, ugly compared to the textbook patterns that it shows on a regular basis. You know, like it's not gonna come out as cleanly as, you know, just boom, 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 boom. Like it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna have all these different fake outs and consolidations where it just moves sideways and everything to, you know, shake people that are in the markets out of there. You know, it's not meant to be easy. 70 to 90% of people that trade, it's a pretty broad percentage range, but it's up there, fail in trading and investing because they get shaken out emotionally. I mean, think about it. What was this whole thing right here? There was no decisive movements, but most of the people that were in Bitcoin within this zone that bought up here said, oh man, Bitcoin's dead. It's not, I should really get out before I lose any more. And it just never went further down that much. Like, look, that's not even that big of a slope relatively to, you know, this slope right here. That slope is, oh my god, the apocalypse is happening, while this slope is just like, okay, we're establishing levels right here. Okay, we're establishing support. This is almost a flat line. Like we're not making huge things. Like that is super flat for crypto, if I'm being real with you. Cause I mean, look at what we're seeing right now. You know, look at this whole trend line. That's just boom. Like, and it's making healthy price action. This was healthy price action too, but that's a lot less steep than this right here. Consolidation versus an actual trend, folks. Now, the second rule of this whole Elliott wave thing is after the impulse waves, there's going to be a correction wave. So, I mean, what I would expect is something along the lines of this. Hopefully, maybe, probably, I don't know. But it would make sense because this is the previous all-time high. This would be a reasonable amount of drawdown to shake some people out saying, oh, it's dead. You know, let me take the profits that I got out of it while I still can before I lose even more. I'm glad that I got as close to break even as I could. Let me just get out, right? Because most people are thinking negatively in this case, especially with all the negative news that comes out in crypto. I mean, let's be real here. All the news outlets, they leave you with this sense of fear, uncertainty, and doubt every time you see a story about crypto. So why would they want you to be encouraged in it, right? Now, with Ethereum, it's a whole lot of the same thing. I mean, ever since the IP 1559 came out, it's just been booming right now. It's consolidating a little bit. You might see it go one way or the other before it really continues to take off and make its all-time highs. But, you know, I'm really excited to see what we get out of this, man. This has been a really solid movement right here. Scary for some, not gonna lie, a little bit concerning to where maybe, just maybe, we can see a possible retrace within this zone right here. This is kind of untouched, right? But I wouldn't bet the whole farm on it just because in the past, you know, crypto has just decided to do its own thing. I mean, over here, this zone right here has never been revisited again in the history of Ethereum. And it can't be revisited. If it were to be revisited, that would mean Ethereum is dead at that point, because I don't think anybody would see something that drastic to where, let me go ahead and delete this and kind of illustrate it to y'all. If we saw something like this, yeah, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. If it were to even go down there, let's say it did some big scale move like that. If it were to do something like that, it's not likely that it's going to come back to those all-time highs in a while. Like, it's probably going to have to work its way back up to those zones after a super long time, and then blast off. So this whole possibility is like out of my head. It's out of my head. I would be out of it before it got here, if I'm going to be real with y'all. So if it were to get even close to this level right here, this level right here, I would take some out right here. I'd still be in profit. I want to get some profit out of the market, so I would get some profit out of here, wait for it to go lower for me to buy back. Possibly over here is where I would pull out a little bit more. Okay, and this is all theoretically, guys. Like, I'm not even trying to impose a situation where, you know, we're experiencing a crypto apocalypse. I'm actually super bullish on this whole thing, but it's always nice to be unbiased within this space, especially whenever it comes to your money. You know, you don't want to have this unrealistic idea of it's only gonna go up. There's no way that I could lose money. All right, trust me, I've been there, I've done that, I've learned my lessons. Learn from my mistakes, guys. Always be unbiased. Look at it from an objective standpoint, not subjective, to where you're thinking everything's going to the moon, because not every single time it does. All right, there we go. That's pretty much all I got for Bitcoin and Ethereum's price action. Wanted to definitely catch you guys up on Ethereum and Bitcoin's price chart over here relatively. You know, right now it's looking to make mostly a recovery right here. Let's look in the daily chart, kind of see like where it is relatively. So, hold on. Oh, I don't remember putting this alarm here, this alert. What is this? Swap out Bitcoin for ETH. Why is it dotted though? That is not my. That's not the way that I draw my lines. Interesting. Interesting. All right, never mind. That's unimportant. What is important is the fact that it has been doing something very similar to what we've seen in Bitcoin's price chart right here within this zone, right over here, right? If I were to copy this, put it over here, it's a lot of the similar structure, you know. Right now it's doing a recovery a lot sooner within that price action structure, but still what we might be seeing soon enough is it to continue its structure on. See, what happened was this level right here is a very significant level. It has not been reached in a very long time, so there's going to be a lot of pending orders. You can think of these levels as like walls, and these bounces off the levels or zones to be sort of a hammer trying to bust through the wall. All right, and those are the pending orders being filled. All right, each time it visits that zone, it adds another chip into that wall. More of the pending orders are filled, and there's not an unlimited amount of pending orders. So the longer that this price stays in that zone, you know, all of those sell orders are being filled to where there's only so many sell orders to fill before the buyers just take over and continue going up, marking up the price of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. You know, more and more people are realizing the value of Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. They've realized that, oh, Bitcoin is just sort of a store of value, while Ethereum is the thing that is the utility, is the value of crypto. So I think what a lot of people are coming to the realization of is that, you know, it's the thing that runs more in these crypto runs, and I think they're just getting in on it, wisening up, really. You know, it's sort of what I did, it's sort of what a lot of people are that I've studied with are doing nowadays. So, you know, it only makes sense. Now, going on to good old CoinGecko, we can see that the ETH gas fees have actually, you know, stabled out. We don't really see, you know, gas fees above 100 that often anymore. Glad to see that, glad to hear that. I remember the days before EIP 1559 to where it was just crazy. Sometimes you'd see, you know, 400 gig away, as the gas fees. Now it's really stabled out to where it's 50 or less. It's amazing to see most of the time. You know, there have been some instances where I've seen, you know, 100 to 200 gigaways still, but, you know, it's based off an algorithm now. We don't have to bribe the miners in order to get our things, you know, our transactions going. You know, I think a lot of crypto investors are getting more empowered within this space, and it's helping them stay around longer and, you know, see the real value of this space because they're not discouraged. Also, cool thing, I just saw this, but we have officially passed the 9,000 coin mark. Well, we've passed it by 35 coins, but still, like, the 9,000 mark has been passed in the coins. So we now have more than 9,000 cryptocurrency tokens in existence right now. Okay, and that's just exchangeable tokens, much like ERC20s, because not every single one of these tokens are on the Ethereum blockchain, so they can't be classified as an ERC20. Example, Bitcoin and Cardano, but they're exchangeable as they're FTs, right? Fungible tokens. And I'm not going to go too deep into that. What I am going to go into next, though, is let's look at the top performers this week. Right now, we got Avalanche, Audius, and Arweave as the top three. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Helium is the top 7, is literally number 7 in the past 7 days of price performance. That's amazing. For those of you who don't know what Helium is, it is an incredible project. I think that's a little bit of an understatement, to be honest. Okay, this thing works with the Internet of Things. I'd be glad to really like go in more in depth on this in a future episode, maybe in a Patreon episode where I really break down, you know, the details of a project. For the most part, I do encourage students to you know, do their due diligence and research, but you can see, you know, this is a people-powered network. Now, what it does is it operates off of the Internet of Things. It helps people really gain crypto based off of mining in a more affordable way. So really check that out. I know that those miners are in super high demand right now. I actually have several miners on the way myself because those things actually return value on investment very fast. So definitely check that out. It's a huge project. Could be very potentially profitable right now. It's actually in price discovery mode where it's in its all-time highs right now. So definitely don't sleep on this. Do not sleep on this for sure. Telcoin is the top 10. This is actually a really nice coin as well. Definitely check this one out too. Remember the 4 checks, the 4 questions whenever you're researching crypto. If you don't know those 4 questions, go reference back to one of my previous episodes, all right? Trust me, still have sauce on those. You're welcome in advance. But yeah, definitely check this thing out. This is also one that I firmly believe in as well. Again, do your due diligence before you just, you know, throw money towards it. But those 2 coins, in my opinion, should not be slept on. Definitely check it out. Running not too far behind, we got Cosmos, we got Solana, Cardano. Cardano's been running really nicely lately. Love to see it. We got Polkadot, Kusama on the first page, Axie Infinity. Don't invest in safety. Algorand, Tezos, Quant. We got Sushi Swap, Synthetics, Basic Attention Token, and Bitcoin and Crypto.com coin. Love to see it. Theta Network, Flow Token, Chainlink, all great ones. Internet Computer. I'm literally just talking about coins that I know off of the top of my head. But then again, some people see value in other coins that maybe I might not see value in. So I'm gonna stop that. All right, guys. I think this was a pretty good episode. You know, I hope everybody's been having a great time while I was gone, out in and outside of this market, because I know life is to be lived. That sounded weird, didn't it? Huh, life is to be lived? What the heck am I saying? Anyway, I hope everybody's been having a great few weeks though, like in all seriousness. Really stay on top of this crypto wave, because I believe, this is one of the last chances to really become wealthy just for being early to something. So, stay informed, stay diligent, stay focused, stay in control of your emotions within this market. Really execute on those levels that you set out for yourself. That's the one thing I ask for y'all. And I hope to see y'all on the next episode. Appreciate every single one of y'all, and have an amazing day or amazing night, whichever time you're tuning in from. Peace out, guys.